Hey everyone, I'm Mike from theparkprodigy.com, and in today's video I'm going to break down the best and worst rides that are actually worth the wait at Universal Orlando Resort. And we all know there's nothing worse than waiting 90 minutes for a ride and walking off thinking, what, that was it? And so in today's video I'm just having fun and I'm really breaking down like, hey, if I waited the worst wait time possible for this ride, like would it be worth it or not? And when we pull together the real and peak wait times across all three Universal Orlando parks, the numbers tell a completely crazy story. The two best rides at Epic Universe have a shorter peak wait time than the worst rides have on a good day. And if you stick around to the end of this video, you'll see that there's a ride with a 179-minute peak wait that I still say is worth every second. And there's one with a 30-minute wait that I tell a lot of you to skip. So if you're in the process of planning a Universal Orlando trip, just be sure to stick around until the end of this video. As always, I'm very excited, so let's go get started. Thank you again so much for checking out this video. Like I said, I'm about to break down which rides at Universal Orlando are actually worth the wait. And of course, I'm going to start this video with sort of just a warning. Am I saying that you should not wait on the lines for the rides that made the not worth the wait list? Absolutely not. What I'm trying to just do with this video is say, hey, there should be a strategy and sort of a game plan that's going into your Universal Orlando day to try to get onto some of these rides that have massive waits a little bit quicker. Because if you end up waiting the worst case scenario, will you come off of it unhappy? That's what I'm trying to figure out and kind of break down in this video. So with that said, let's go have some fun. And we're going to start with one of the most popular, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. So on average, this ride has a 44-minute average wait, but the max wait that we can see could be up to 92 minutes. And so I'm already starting this video off kind of with a nuance. I would say at a 44-minute average wait, this is an easy yes. I think this is clearly worth the wait. I think the queue itself is something that Universal did such a great job on, and the theming will keep you entertained for the 44 minutes. And I think the queue itself, walking down into Gringotts Bank, is one of the best ride entrances and queues in all of Universal Orlando, and it will make that 44-minute wait go by really quickly. Once we start to get up to the max, I would say if you're a Harry Potter fan, again, you're probably easily going to be able to wait it and you'll be happy. But for some of my other guests visiting Universal, you're pretty much right on the line of worth it or not. I'm putting it on the worth it wait, but again, if it's the max, you might be on the line. Over to number 2, and we have Revenge of the Mummy. So Revenge of the Mummy has an average wait of 34 minutes and the max could be 63 minutes. I think this is easily a yes, worth the wait. I think this is one of the Universal Orlando classics at this point, and I think that a Universal Studios Florida day is not complete without a ride on the Mummy, so I have to say absolutely yes. Another classic and the only original day attraction from Universal Studios Florida, and we have E.T. Adventure. So E.T. Adventure has an average 27-minute wait, but it has a max average of 46 minutes. And I would say just because this is sort of the original Universal Studios Florida ride, you have to go and visit it. If you plan your day correctly, just don't hit this ride midday, and I definitely think that you'll be on the average side. I consistently see the wait for this ride being around 20 minutes, and so I think that's a realistic possibility. But I also feel like even if you end up waiting around that 45-minute mark, just because of the nostalgia and being able to say that you've been on one of the original rides, it definitely makes it worth it. Okay, over to the next one, and this is actually a show, but a show that I had to just mention that it is absolutely worth the wait. I actually do not care how long the wait is. I think that you're really going to enjoy this one, and that is the Bourne Stuntacular. This is a live stunt show blending practical stunts with a massive LED backdrop, and in my opinion, there's nothing else like it at Universal Orlando Resort. Now, if you time it right, you're probably going to wait around 30 to 45 minutes between shows, but in my opinion, like I said, it is definitely worth that wait. Okay, so now Universal Studios Florida was pretty easy. There's actually only one ride that I do not think is worth any wait, and that is going to be the Fast and the Furious ride. And if you've been watching my channel, you already know I actually feel like this is the worst ride in all of Universal Orlando. But luckily for us, we do have a brand new Fast and the Furious roller coaster coming to Universal Studios Florida, so you don't have to worry about skipping that one for very long. But over to another really popular park, and we have Universal's Islands of Adventure Park. And so we're going to do this in reverse. I'm actually just going to start with the rides that I don't think are worth the wait. In at number 1, we have Skull Island Reign of Kong. So this has a 27-minute average wait. wait, but it has a 59-minute max wait. And so this ride, from an experience standpoint, I definitely compare it to the Fast and the Furious ride that we just discussed. I think this is not worth the average wait or the max average wait, in my opinion. The ride just leans a little bit too heavy on the screens for my liking, and the brief sort of King Kong finale, and I just feel like does not make up for where this ride is lacking. So I would definitely skip if this is at a 60-minute wait. I've seen it in my recent videos go all the way up to 85. I definitely do not feel like this ride is worth the 85-minute wait. Over to number 2 of rides that I don't feel like are worth it at Islands of Adventure Park, and we have Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. And so this is a love-hate relationship for me. And again, guys, this video is based on my personal preference, right? You have to just take it into account with your plans, and like I said, try to really be strategic with how you're hitting the parks. So this has a 30-minute average wait and a 55-minute max wait. And I feel like this one made the is not worth it list, not really because of the max wait. I don't feel like 55 minutes is terrible for a Harry Potter ride. I feel like because most people, in my opinion, are going to get some sort of motion sickness on this ride. And so for you to wait an hour of your day only to walk off of it and feel nauseous, I just don't feel like it's worth it. But that's just me. This is, again, like I said, I definitely get extremely nauseous on this ride. I feel like most parents probably going to feel a little queasy coming off of this ride. So just be prepared. And if you're trying to just kind of get it out of the way or get your kids onto it as quickly as possible, I would definitely hit this ride during early park admission. After you hit Hagrid's and after the Velocicoaster, you'll still probably get on and off this ride within 15 to 20 minutes. But Islands of Adventure definitely does have some heavy hitters, which I just discussed. And in at number 1, we have Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, where it has an average wait of 128 minutes, but a max average wait of 179 minutes. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that this ride was actually just taken off of the Universal Express Pass starting on July 1st. So for most families, you're probably going to end up waiting over 2 hours for this ride. Unless you tackle it with early park admission, we have a ton of park plans that I pre-created that show you how to get on and off of Hagrid's within 20 minutes during early park admission. If you want those, definitely be sure just to go check out the parkprodigy.com. We actually have a free park planning tool that you can use and create one day at the parks absolutely free. The tool will pretty much estimate the projected wait times and make sure that you're getting on and off rides as quickly as possible. I will leave a link to that tool in the show notes. And while you're there, just be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are finding this video helpful to this point, so you get the latest and greatest Universal Orlando planning videos as I release them. But long story short, when it comes to Hagrid's, most families are going to end up waiting a tremendous amount of time. So you might be wondering, well, is this ride worth it or not? In my opinion, it is absolutely worth it. I actually rank this ride as the best attraction at Universal Orlando Resort from a just completeness standpoint, meaning theming, thrill, everything about this ride I love, and I think it had to be on the worth it list. And now we also have another really popular ride, which is the Jurassic World Velocicoaster, which has an average wait of 59 minutes with a max average of 92 minutes. And on this ride, you're going to be launched up to 70 miles per hour with 4 inversions, one of them being a roll over the water. And in my opinion, definitely one of the best roller coasters in the planet, not just at Universal Orlando. So as it probably sounds, is this ride worth it or not? Definitely. Absolutely yes, this is worth it. Especially if you're a roller coaster fan. If you love thrill rides, you have to check out the Jurassic World Velocicoaster. Another really fun one is going to be the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. And so this one has a similar average wait and max average to the King Kong ride, where we have a 30-minute average wait, 61-minute max. But I feel like just because of the theming and the Spider-Man aspect, this ride is absolutely worth it. This is a 3D dark ride, which I just think really has aged well over time, and it is still a really, really fun ride for families to go on. Another really fun one that I'm actually super excited for them to bring back, because I think that the max wait time is probably going to go up from what it has been historically, and that is the Jurassic Park River Adventure. So if you don't know, this ride is actually down for refurbishment right now, scheduled to come back around the late 2026, and so this has a 17-minute average wait with a 51-minute max. What I'm projecting here though, and this is that classic sort of floating ride with the T-Rex chasing you at the end, I say classic, casual floating ride with an 85-foot splashdown drop at the end. What I'm hoping Universal does here is they make it similar to the Jurassic Park River Adventure that we have out in Universal Hollywood. And I think that if they do that, the ride is really just going to be so much fun, and it is a slam dunk even if you end up waiting over that 41-minute max. And as a bonus, what I would say is another ride that I think definitely could be worth it on those hot summer days, and we have Dudley Do Right's Ripshore Falls. So this is that summer classic in the 90-degree Florida weather. It has another 75-foot soaking drop, but you will get absolutely soaked on this ride. It has an average wait of 29 minutes. It has a max average wait of 48 minutes. You've been watching my channel, you know water rides are not my thing, but I think if you are in that hot Florida sun in the middle of the summer, hey, if you just want to cool off, this is a great ride to hit in the middle of the day and actually make that wait time sort of worth it, and you have sort of an added benefit at the end because you're getting soaked. Okay, over to the brand new park, and we have Epic Universe. So what are some of the rides that I think are worth it and not worth the wait? Well, in at number one, and I think is the epitome of the perfect sort of max wait to reward of a great ride, and we have Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. And so this ride is found in Dark Universe, and it's sort of geared around monsters, and it has some of the most advanced on-ride animatronics Universal has ever built, and its sort of theming is a gothic Frankenstein manor. And so I love two things about this ride. I absolutely love the queue, and then I also love the ride itself. I think Universal has a slam dunk on its hand when it comes to Monsters Unchained. So we have a 20-minute average wait and a 32-minute max. And I would say consistently, it really doesn't go that much further past that, and that's why you can go on this ride a couple times on your Epic Universe day consistently, which I think is crazy. In at number two for rides that I think are absolutely worth it at Epic Universe, and we have Stardust Racers. So we have an average minute wait of 32 minutes and a max of 47 minutes. Now this is definitely the most thrilling ride in this park. It is a dueling launch coaster, and I just feel like when you start to look at those average wait times, you really you get one of the most classic rides in all of Universal Orlando out of it. Now a bonus ride that I think could be worth it is definitely going to be Hiccup's Wing Gliders, where we're definitely going to see that average wait kind of sit right around 60 minutes. Now I personally feel like it's one of the best rides in the park. I do feel like Stardust Racers is more like your speed. You could come off that ride feeling a little disappointed, so it's sort of right there in the middle. But what are some of the rides that I feel like could not be worth the wait if you end up waiting that max sort of wait? In at number one, we have Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, where we have a 72 average minute wait, but a 140 minute max. And so this ride definitely has the highest swing in Super Nintendo World. It's one of the lower capacity, and the reason why I don't like this ride is I think it has frequent breakdowns, so you could end up waiting longer than that, and I just feel like for a ride that's just going to toss you around a little bit, it's not worth it. Now if you have Super Nintendo World fans in your family, or if you grew up playing Donkey Kong, like, are you going to love this ride? Are you going to love the queue? Yes. If that's like not your thing and you end up waiting 2.5 hours to go on and off this ride, you might leave feeling a little disappointed. Another one in Super Nintendo World, and we have Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. So this has an 86-minute average wait, and then it has a 124-minute max average wait. So when it comes to Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, if you wait 2 hours for this ride, now would I wait an hour in this queue easily? Yes. We start to get into that 2-hour standpoint, I think you're starting to push it. But my real sort of problem with this ride is I feel like once you get on it, the technology, it's just right there, but it misses the mark. It could be a little confusing for a lot of families who are going on this ride, and you might come off of it thinking, well, I could have had a better gameplay. It's that Mario Kart gameplay, but it just misses the touch, and I don't think it's worth a 2-hour wait. And last but not least, the most important ride that a lot of families do need to be mindful of, and we have Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. Now this has a 120 average wait and it has 163 max wait, but there are certain times in Epic Universe where if, let's say, Donkey Kong goes down, this ride could easily get up to past 3 hours. And you could see, even on average, you're gonna wait 2 hours for this ride if you don't hit it during early park admission, in my honest opinion, which is what I typically recommend to do. And so now here's where it gets interesting. Do I think that this ride is worth 3 hours? No, I do not. It's on my not worth the sort of max worst case scenario list. Because to be honest, I don't think any ride is really worth a 3-hour plus wait when you're starting to talk about maybe you only have 10 to 12 hours within your day. But I also feel like when you compare Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry to a ride like Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, it's just not the same sort of ride, and I just don't feel like it is worth a possible 3-hour wait. Now, if you're a Harry Potter fan, do you need to go on this ride? Absolutely. Just as a fan in general, will you think that this queue is completely over the top, and will this queue blow you away? Absolutely. I think that there is so much good within this ride, and I do feel like you should go on it on your Epic Universe day. But I just feel like there are better ways to tackle it and to get on this ride quicker. And like I said, my honest opinion is to go on it first thing in the morning during early park admission, but make sure that you're showing up an hour before early park admission starts to really get on and off this ride within the first 20 to 30 minutes of the day. The other thing I would say too is I look at a lot of comments online, and one of the things that I'm starting to realize about Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry is, let's say that you do get it on a quiet day, and let's say you wait an hour and a half, even that 2 hours. If you're hitting it in the middle of the day when the hot Florida sun is at its peak, and you're at least out of the sun and you're inside this queue, which is in the air conditioning. Is it a good trade-off? Yeah, possibly. If you've planned your day right and you're going to get on absolutely everything, even with hitting this at 120-minute wait, would I happily do it? No. I like to plan my days and I like really game the system and try to really get the heavy hitters out of the way, or the rides that might not be worth it out of the way with as little wait as possible. And that is it, everyone. That's essentially my list of the rides that are worth the wait and are not worth the wait at Universal Orlando Resort. I really hope that you found this video helpful, and as a thank you for sticking around all the way till the end of this video, we actually do have a special promo code you can go use on our website to save an extra $10 off each Universal Orlando ticket. That's on top of the discounts that we already have on those tickets, and that promo code is going to be Park Prodigy 10. And if you have not already done so, please just be sure to go subscribe to our channel if you want the latest and greatest Universal Orlando planning videos as I release them. But I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you again so much for checking out this video, and until next time, I will talk to you soon.